Hi, my name is Ben. I'm with Software for Schools. I'm going to be walking through setting up a school from start to finish with multiple teachers, multiple students, and multiple classrooms, all falling under the one school under LanguageNut. There are 5 kinds of logins with LanguageNut. The Master Administrator. This person has access to absolutely everything. They see all teachers' classes, all students, as well as the ability to create, edit, and delete. There can only be one Master Administrator per school account. Next is a Head of Department, an HOD. They have the same rights as the Master Administrator, but they can log in using different email addresses, which is their username. This is set up after the account has been set up. There can be more than one Head of Department. Teachers. A teacher login is a unique login that allows the teacher to administer their classes and students. Classes are assigned to a teacher by the administrator or head of department, or a teacher can set up their own classes and pupils. Teachers can add and remove students to their classes as well as create new classes. Student login. Student logins are unique per student. They allow each student to access the LanguageNut resources and to personalize their account with an avatar, as well as record their individual test results within the student area and automatically submitting results to the teacher. Students only have access to their own information. Lastly is the open user. The open user, this person is not tracked. They have no rights other than to access LanguageNut. The open username is often used in the presentation mode when a class has not been established. So I'm going to be going in as the Master Administrator, and all I've done is set up a free trial account already. So I made that admin at softwareforschools.ca. And because I'm the administrator, it knows I'm probably going to want to come in and look at classes and those kind of things, where a teacher would jump straight to the activities, as would open and student. So I don't have any classes, so I need to add a class. My school has 3 classes that are all going to be using LanguageNut. So let's add that first class, and this is the name of the class, and I'm just going to call this grade 3. And I can have some comments here. Maybe that they're studying French, German, 3 times a week, once a week, homework, just some comments, ideal for substitute teachers to pick up where you've left off. Add that, and I'm going to add 2 more classes. As you see, it's pretty simple. And my last class, and add. Now I've added some classes, of course I need to have some students and some teachers, so let's go ahead and add some students. Let's add for grade 3 to start with. You can do this manually here, one at a time, which if it's halfway through the year and there's some student changes, that would be ideal. But in this case I'm setting up an entire school, so I'm going to use the import CSV, comma separated values. You create a CSV file using a spreadsheet application. Excel is probably your product of choice here. So let's slide that over so you can see I have Excel open, and this is just kind of my sample school here. And here I can see my teacher for grade 3, Mr. David Jones, and the students' last names and first names. All I care about is this information here, student's last name and first name. So just copy that information across to a brand new spreadsheet. I've just pasted that over there, and then I say File, Save As, and on the drop down under Save As Type I need to select comma delimited, and I'm just going to call that grade 3 import and save that off to my desktop. Hit save. It's just letting you know a CSV doesn't have the same features as an Excel file, which I know, so I say that's great, go ahead and save it. I'm just going to minimize that and go over to my upload option. I have to choose the file first. grade 3 import, press open. Now I've pressed open, I still need to press upload. When you press upload, it'll instantly import your student's last name, first name. So it's done that quite quickly, or very quickly. So now I have my first grade 3 class set up. Now I want to share students' logins because students are hopefully going to access LanguageNut outside of the class and at home. So if I view student logins, the software has generated these for us. We could delete them if people leave, and as you saw at the start, we could add more, add new students. You can also do that anytime up here. But these logins I need to distribute around my 15 students. So I'm going to print my student logins. It's made a PDF file, print this out, put this on my guillotine, and now each one of these can be cut out and stuck inside the planner. Username, password, username, password. So as you saw, very quick to get up and running with my first class. Now I haven't assigned a teacher to this class yet, so click My Classes, because I'm the Master Administrator, and the teacher for grade 3 this year, looking at my spreadsheet, I had said was David Jones. So we need to assign him, assign that teacher. There's a drop down here for teachers list, but it's empty because it's a brand new school. So how do I add some teachers? I can do that by, first of all, just not knowing what to do and hit save changes, and the system's going to say you didn't select a teacher basically. Why don't you create some here, which is a good thing to do. Or I can use the drop down menu over here and press teachers. So I'm going to create a new teacher, press the add new button, and enter an email address. This does not need to be a valid email address. So Mr. David Jones, I've made a fake one for him, and move that over here. So if you've you already used the email address, and you've got the same teacher teaches 3 different classes but wants different logins, just create different emails here. They don't need to be real. So Mr. J at, and the domain doesn't need to be real either, but I'll put in softwareforschools.ca, put in a password, and then you create the passwords for teachers. Student passwords, because there's so many, are manually created. So I'm just going to make a note of the email address there that I used, because Mr. Jones is going to need that later on. Now Mr. Jones is a teacher. We can only have one head of department coordinator, so he's a teacher, so hit add. Now I haven't finished. I do need to put in his first name and last name, so David Jones. Now I'm finished. So now that's one of my teachers. I could go in and add a few more teachers here, but I want to finish off where we started, so I can go back to the school management and that class, my grade 3, where I was trying to assign a teacher. Now that teachers list has David Jones, and I will assign him and save him. Now if David goes to log in using that username and password, he's going to see just his students, and his students login information is here, and as soon as they start using the software, their scores will all be tracked by language. So let's say they're studying French, they're going to start tracking exactly what's going on in all the different sections, in all the different units. There's a lot of information in LanguageNut. As mentioned in previous videos, students that use LanguageNut could expect to have about 4 years of use out of the software per language. So lots of information there from beginners to intermediates. So now we've done that once, let's do it quickly twice, just so you can see how we did that and just remind you. So we've got grade 4, I want to assign a teacher. If I don't have that teacher when I hit assigned and it isn't there, hit that save change, or correctly manage my teachers. Let's set up actually our next 2 teachers instead of being in and out of here. So I'm going to set up Jane Smith, so that's just going to be J Smith 1 at softwareforschools.ca, and create a password for her. Make sure I select teacher, and again I just copy that username because that isn't Jane's real email address. I hit save, I hit add, then I have to put in her name, Jane Smith, hit save. I've added that teacher and my last teacher, grade 5. Sorry, grade 5. Mary. Teacher, add, and her name is Mary Mary, and hit save. So we don't have any other students inside for these other teachers, so I do need to go off to my classes again. Grade 4, add some students. We can do one at a time, or we can import. I'm going to do that import option again. So this is going to be the grade 4. So I've copied that into a brand new spreadsheet. So let's open up a nice empty spreadsheet. Paste over from another file here the students' last names and first names. File, save as, and these are my grade 4 students. Comma separated values on my desktop so I can find them, and it's done. Choose that file, grade 4, open, upload. Students are all in there. You can see I'm going quite a bit quicker here. Now I want to assign a teacher to these guys, so I'm just going to go back and look at the classes from this menu and assign a teacher. Okay, so you can see it's really quite easy. I'm not going to make the third set of students up, but now let's log out and log in as one of these users. So I press log out. Everything's saved, there's no save button. So my teacher was Mr. J at softwareforschools.ca. Put in my password, log in. Now Mr. Jones can look at his students here, see what's going on. Now if he was just demoing, remember he would have used that open account which we set up right at the very beginning in a different video. But he's gone in, he's had a quick look at his students, see how they're coming along. No one's done anything, so he's going to start them off by showing them the software. So he doesn't need a log out, he can press the button up here. And he's into LanguageNut. If you have any problems setting up classes and students, please reach out to us at softwareforschools.ca, info@softwareforschools.ca, and we will help you out. Thank you very much for your interest. If you have any questions, just give us a shout.